Dear audience, we are about to begin shortly. Please lend me your ears. Before we begin, I have few friendly requests to make. During this entire program, I would like to ask for everyone cooperation to give your full attention and best interest. If there is any question, please do write it down in the live chat. Please be reminded to use appropriate language and words in the YouTube live chat. At the end of this program, a QR code will be shared for the program e-certificate. Thank you for your kind cooperation and attention. Announcing the arrival of our guest of honor, Madam Asmaul Husna binti Muhammad Salehin, Assistant Manager Haji and Halal, and other lecturers and students entering this YouTube live session. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to sing our national anthem, Negaraku and Wawasan Setia, Warga UiTM.
Bersatu kita warga UiTM, kita bangsa perkasa, taat dan setiaku untuk negara, penuh semangat wajar. Kita jangan mudah terlupa pengorbanan perjuangan anak bangsa.
Let us start our program today by showing some sense of gratitude to the Almighty within us. Therefore, I would like to invite Muhammad Daniel Akram bin Muhammad Darul Azam to lead the dua recitation for this morning. Please welcome.
Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Allahumma innaka khalqul azim, innaka sami'ul alim, innaka ghafurur rahim, innaka rabbul arshil azim, innaka barrul jawadul karim. Ya Allah, Engkaulah yang mempunyai segala kepujian. Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kepujian. Engkaulah yang berhak menerima segala kesyukuran. Engkaulah yang memiliki segala pemerintahan. Di tangan Engkau segala kebajikan. Kepada Engkaulah kembali segala urusan. Allahumma ya Karim, ya Rahim. Cucurilah rahmat dan rahimmu ke atas majlis pada hari ini. Berkatilah ia dari awal hingga akhirnya. Ya fa'alu lima yurid. Kami juga memohon perlindungan daripadamu dari segala perkara yang boleh mencacat celakan majlis kami dan daripada segala perkara yang melalaikan kami dari berbuat taat kepadamu. Kepadamu jua kami serah segala urusan kami. Rabbana alaika tawakkalna wa ilaika abnabna wa ilaikal masir. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you, Muhammad Daniel Akram bin Muhammad Darul Azam, for the dua recitation. With due respect, we would like to invite Madam Asmaul Husna binti Muhammad Salihin, Assistant Manager Hygiene and Halal, our beloved lecturer, Madam Nur Azlin binti Ramli, Coordinator of Bachelor Food Service Management, Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management. Dedicated to the lecturers, all students from UiTM Cawangan Terengganu Campus Dungun and the student from Indonesia Unisula University for willing to give good cooperation to attend this event. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to everyone. Alhamdulillah, we are grateful to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for His abundance that together we can successfully realize the 2021-2022 webinar this semester. First, I would like to say 1,000 thanks to all the ladies and gentlemen and seminar participants for being able to attend the 2021-2022 webinar organized by UiTM Cawangan Terengganu Campus Dungun. Welcome to our webinar, How Does the Food Quality Affect Customer Satisfaction from the Industry Point of View? I hope that this program will bring benefit to all of us. Dear students, to know more about our panel, Madam Asmaul Husna, we have prepared a special video to show you the milestones and the introduction background of our panels. From this video, we hope to be able to help students to know more about our panel, and this could be the injection of enthusiasm in continuing our studies. Without further ado, please enjoy the video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, and I'm sure that the audience cannot wait any longer to hear what our panel will share about the topic. How does the food quality affect customer satisfaction from the industry point of view? With all due respect, I would like to invite Madam Asmaul Husna binti Muhammad Salehin, Assistant Manager Hygiene Halal, to give a speech. Please welcome.
Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum.
Hello Puan Asma. Hi.
Hello.
Hello Puan Asma.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Hello, Your Afternoon.
Hello Puan Asma. You can hear me?
Hello. Saya boleh start.
Ah,
Alright, okay. Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Hello to all UITM students, lecturers, and all the UITM studio members. And thank you for the organizer for inviting me to this talk. And I am so grateful that I am able to share something from the industry. Okay, so a little bit about myself. My name is Asma Ulsna binti Muhammad Salihin. I am currently working at Avani Sepang Gold Coast Resort as a hygiene and halal assistant manager. And before this, I had an experience in airline catering industry for about 8 years in Brahms Airline Catering. Okay, so today I will share to all of you about how, from the industry point of view, the customer satisfaction versus the quality that is provided to customer. Okay, so can we start with our slide? All right. Okay. So how does the quality affect customer satisfaction from the industry point of view? So I've been working in an airline catering industry and now about 3 months in a hotel industry. So both is quite a different industry of food. Being said that from the customer service, it actually is very subjective, and food quality is not only the factor to satisfy the customer satisfaction, but also the value for money, of course, because people who are willing to spend in our industry, because our industry is hospitality industry. Hospitality industry includes like hotel, tourism, and traveling, all of that. Because and that means people are willing to spend their money on our industry for mainly pleasure, their pleasure for themselves. So when they spend their money for that reason, of course, they want a very good quality service or product from us. Okay, so also the value of money for the customer convenience itself, and also our engagement with the customer itself. Okay, so that one also play a important role to generate customer satisfaction, and of course to have them repeat with our product or service. Okay, but in industry point of view, quality is very important to build a good brand reputation, and also at the same time, this is the most important thing to comply to Food Act regulation, especially in Malaysia. Okay, we can start with the first slide. Okay, this is just a basic general knowledge of why customer is not satisfied with our quality. Okay, so this session is mainly focused on food quality. So of course, they are not satisfied if our industry or our does not meet their perception or expectation. Okay, In other words, not fulfilling their needs, okay, because they are spending their money to get a good environment, to get a good service, good product, but at the end, if we does not meet their expectation or fulfilling their needs, of course, having a low quality of product or service, of course, they will feel unsatisfied. Okay, next slide. Okay, how does quality affect customer satisfaction? So I've been working in airline and also hotel industry. Hotel industry is their food line is of course very straightforward. Our uh, our food premise in hotel is facing with the customer face to face in face to face basis. Okay, when a customer is not satisfied with our product or our service, they can directly complain to us. But in airline industry, it's a bit different because uh, let's say our airline catering is a service provider to a customer, and airline catering um, premise, their customer is the airline themselves, and the airline does not consume the food themselves. The one that consume the food is their customer. So that's a like three barrier inside the airline catering industry. So it's a bit different. So our feedback from the customer, the passenger in the on board eating the meal, sometimes their feedback is a little bit delay in our premise to get the complaints or any compliments uh, from the customer. Okay, so in a way, the customer how quality can affect the satisfaction is of course their expectation, because in this industry they are willing to spend money for travel, for a good food, for a guilty pleasure, and also of course when they are willing to spend the money, they know the worth of they expect the worth of the money which they have used for our industry, for our to pay our food, to pay for our service, because they trust on our food, on our premise, because that is the uh, of course the expectation from the customer. Okay, so the quality from the food can affect the satisfaction also. From the respondent themselves, we can measure the quality of our service from the response of satisfaction from the customer, and also we can give an assurance or a security that our food premise or our industry is giving a good quality. So that is somehow they can affect their satisfaction. Okay. Also, empathy itself. Uh, Sometimes there are a lot of different types of customers. Okay, and sometimes in this industry there are customers who complain about food or give negative feedback on our service. But when we try to give them a good response and assurance or security that we can um, fulfill their need or pay back to what we have done, what we have not expected their needs, and sometimes this customer can give a little bit of empathy. Okay, sometimes we refer this customer as a customer from heaven. Okay, because when we as a food provider or service provider can assure that we can be better, or we can pay complimentary things to the customer, they will somehow feel a little empathy, and of course give not a very harsh comment about our product or services. Okay, next slide. Okay, the outcome of unsatisfactory customer, of course, the more unhappy the customer with our product or premise services, of course, in industry point of view, is this decrease of business. Okay, because everything nowadays is all everything is on our customers' fingertips. Okay, the information can go on very fast. Of course, with the social media viralness of our service or product, of course, somehow it can decrease our business. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is just an example of unsatisfactory customer in industry. Okay, when they are having a long queue at a hotel or we are not responding to their needs or complaint promptly, and of course they will not feel satisfied. But sometimes when they are not satisfied, but we as a service provider giving them a quick and prompt response and a good solution to the complaint or problem, they can have empathy like I said just now. Okay, so next slide. Okay, this is mainly for food quality. Okay, how to know if our product or food service is a good quality? Of course, in Malaysia, the first thing first that we can see from our visual aspect is when we want to go, we decide to go to a restaurant to go to eat. Of course, we can see this is a Malaysian standard. We have a premise cleanliness certificate from each of our council, from the city council themselves. So they will come to our premise and have an inspection yearly, annually. So from that, the premise will be graded with A is for very clean, B is just satisfactory clean, and C is not so clean. And to the extent, some food premise can also be closed when there are certain regulation that has not been followed. Okay, the example I will show you. I will tell you for in the next session. Okay, next one, next slide. Also, we can know that if the premise of product is of a good quality, of course, this is also a Malaysian standard. We have a certified premise. Okay, when a premise is certified with this example halal, and we have ISO, GMP, HACCP, MESTI is Makanan Selamat Tanggungjawab Industri, and BEST, Bersih, Selamat dan Sihat. Of course, when we see this premise is having a certified with this certification from the government, of course, we know that they are preparing a food in a very detailed process and quality, because to get all these certificate is having to follow a strict regulation from Malaysia government and also from all the certification themselves. Okay, next slide. Also, this is for our food handler themselves, not only the premise cleanliness or the premise is certified with a good certificate, manufacturing certificate. We can also know if the product is served, the product served is of a good quality, if the food handler is having a certification of food handler certificate, or in Malay we call it as a latihan pengendalian makanan. This is to assure that all the staff or members working in the premise is having a basic, at least a basic knowledge of how to handle the food from the purchasing themselves and up until receiving, storage, preparation, until the serving of the food itself. Okay, next slide. Okay, of course, the biggest challenge in this century is of course word of mouth. Okay, because customer power nowadays is very very powerful, because they can make our product quality an issue, maybe, and maybe it's a good thing or a bad thing with just within a second. Okay, they can upload it on TikTok or YouTube, Facebook itself, and tag our tag our page or our page, and it can go viral in just a second. Okay, so that is of course the biggest challenge because we cannot stop the customer from doing this. Okay, for example, in hotel industry, wait, Hi, sorry for the interruption. Okay, as I said just now, the most powerful tool for the customer to give a feedback on our services is, of course, the social media itself. So this is, of course, the biggest challenge. And how we handle this is sometimes for the hotel we give a complimentary to the customer, but of course we need to investigate if the complaint is true or not. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is also just an example of quality in the industry. Of course, when we are having a good quality of product or services, they will be happy. It's just as simple as that because this satisfaction is very subjective to each and every one of our customer. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is as I said just now, the customer satisfaction is just as simple as fulfilling the customer needs, and of course, in some case exceed the expectation. Of course, they will be satisfied and a happy customer. Okay, next slide. Okay, so this is a popular opinion from, I don't know, since I was a kid. Okay, is customer always right? Okay, next slide. Customer is always important actually. Okay, they may not always be right, but they are very important in industry point of view because they are the one who give our product or our premise a good business value return for worth of their money and for them to repeat with our premise or product. Okay, thank you. That's all from me. Just a simple slide. So maybe we can move to the Q&A session.
Thank you, Madam Asmaul Husna, for the sharing. Now we will move to the Q&A session. Maybe this questionnaire will help students in understand more about this topic. The viewers may also put the questionnaire on the live chat. The first question is we have how to know if the food quality is a good food quality, since nowadays people prefer food from social media, trans food that does not know how it made.
Okay, this is a good question. Okay, to answer this, of course, nowadays when we see something viral from the social media, everyone is having the hype to go and try the product. Okay, but
Yes.
how to know if the premise of food them itself is having a good quality? Of course, as I said just now, if the premise is having a good clean practice, good manufacturing practice, a certified premise, and having a food handler with a typhoid injection and all, and because this taste is very subjective, okay, and you can even find a good quality food maybe in the night market pasar malam, okay. It does not mean that the good food quality have to be prepared in a premise that is having a certified certificate. but also from the trend. If the hype is there, of course, when people go and try, and of course, when there is repeat customer, that means people love the food. Okay, but to know that whether it is good quality or not, of course, that depends on the customer themselves who is trying the food itself. If they are meeting the expectation of the taste of the public, of the sensory, and then the convenience for them to get the food. Also, maybe they are not even going there for the food. Maybe they are going there for the treatment or service that is provided by the food uh, food quality food provider or the premise itself. Okay, so from the repetition of the customer, we can know that the food is of a good quality, and if it is not having a good quality from the viralness itself, it will not become viral. Okay, maybe it will become viral, but in a not in a good way. Okay, I hope that answers the question.
Yes, I think it's what a good explanation from Madam Asma, because we know that people they have their own what we call opinion and their own judgment on something, so they may have their own we call like pertimbangan untuk to choose what they love. Next question we have is the difference how men and women view of quality food in their daily basic. Is there any differences?
Okay, in terms of men and women, of course, this is also very subjective in terms of food quality because if according to studies, generally men need more calories because they burn more calories and because they are having more muscle to support their metabolism in their body, and girls or women tend to eat like some sort like healthy fruit. Okay, they tend to eat more fruits, vegetables, fiber intake, and low fat food and less salty food. So uh, maybe when you can see, for example, if there's a viral video about dessert, about a dessert food premise, okay, dessert restaurant. So I think when if they are having a study on this, there will be more girls, a woman who will go to the dessert restaurant because women tend to more tend to having having what you say having uh likeness to the dessert sweet food to men. But of course, this is we also subjective. There are also men who like dessert, and of course, men and women, based on the basic studies, is that okay? They need men need more calories, and women tend to eat more fruit, like they are on a diet. So, if we can see some viral thing, we can study in terms of that. Okay. Uh, Actually, also in nowadays we can see the comparison of men and women who likes to go to that restaurant from a review itself. Okay, if you guys go to Google, you will Google the restaurant and you can see a review from both men and women who is more likely to go to that restaurant, and we can see what kind of product is served at the restaurant, and from there we can study the trend. Okay, so this is also a good tool if you start to start a business. You can use this Google review or any other different kind of review platform.
Um, that's Thank you, Puan Asma, for the explanation. I think it's quite right because we know that both women and men have their own what we call body energy needed, right? So next question we get from Daniel. If the food taste is not great but the quality of food is good, does the people will still buy the food or find some food that is more delicious?
Okay, of course, this question is also based on the people preference itself. If the food is prepared with a good quality, with a good preparation from the start to the beginning, but the taste is not up to the standard of the customer itself, it may be because of uh, this one customer perception is let's say like healthy food is not favorable for everyone. Okay, so when if the food is having a good quality in terms of preparation but not a good quality in terms of the taste, so this will be a challenge for especially the industry to uh, attract customer on how to attract customer to buy the product. Of course, to improve the taste, because nowadays we can find many things. Even the healthiest food can taste good. Okay, so this is of course a challenge because people not only in quality, not only the preparation itself, but also meal sensory or sensory tasting is also an important role in food quality. Okay, even in let's say for our industry, we also have monthly like meal tasting. Okay, to ensure that what the customer complain or what the customer have given feedback that maybe this food is not taste as good as what they want. Uh, Industry can play this can use this platform, meal tasting or meal sensory, or in airline industry we call it chef table, monthly, to gather the feedback from the chef themselves. Okay, because of course this is very subjective as well, but when the feedback is more, meaning the complaint of the food not tasting so good is more, not only from only one or two customers, the industry have to do something to improve the taste of the food. Of course, people pay the money to have a good food, to have a good taste for their pleasure, for their taste bud, because of course we want to eat delicious food, right? No one wants to eat even hospital meals nowadays is having a good good flavor. Okay, so that goes back to the industry. They have to play an important role, take the complaint seriously. Okay, do a meal sensory with all the chef and all the maybe they can gather a stranger to tasting their food, gather their feedback, or maybe from family and friends that can give a honest opinion. Okay, so that can be done in the industry. Okay.
Thank you, Puan Asma. I thought it's a great the restaurant itself should may know their things that they need to improve from time to times from the comment or feedback from the customer. We have next question. We have from Unisula Dimas Tegar Prasipya. He said, Assalamualaikum. Let me ask someone things. My question is, How can we make our products survive the increasingly fierce trade competition?
Okay, of course, survival in this food industry is very important. Okay, um, we can see that this trend of viral foods, maybe from, for example, let's say in our during lockdown session, PKP, okay, or maybe they call it a different thing in Indonesia, lockdown. During the COVID time, there are many people who enters the food industry, okay, small industry from within their home themselves, okay. That this can show that people always tend to um, depend on the viralness of the product to make sure that the product sells well. But along the way, we can see that some of these products, popular viral product, goes quiet after some time. After 2 3 months, they are having this high viral, but after quite some time, it went slow and slowly decreasing the viralness. The customer is not repeating because they only customer only try this product for the sake of trying and of the trend, okay, following the trend, okay. But to ensure that our product is consistent in quality and also to repeat the customer, to having a customer repeat and sustain our product is of course having a good operating strategy and system, follow through the strategy from beginning to the end. And we must have a, because when we want to start a business, we have to have a clear mission and vision, okay, mission, vision and objective, and that is supported by the operating system itself, okay, and our style of service or style of product, okay. Not only we sell the product and people will buy at that time only. To retain the customer, of course, we need to have a good marketing strategy to improve our product. Okay, uh, not only marketing strategy, but also we have to have a always have a good um, marketing and also product innovation to ensure that customer repeat our product, and of course their feedback is the most important thing, okay. What they like or what they don't like about our service or product, what is the customer feedback is the most important thing to service or food provider or the restaurant itself, okay, for the sales growth and for a good rating, for to sustain a good rating and for the sales of growth, of course, repeating of customers. What the customer give a feedback to us, we must take it very seriously, okay? And of course, to promise them a good quality of food, we have to ensure that the our food is having a consistency of what people like at the first place, okay? And of course, serving them fresh or any all of the expect that in the quality itself, okay? But the most important thing is also uh, we get to uh, make the product that we sell is worth of their money. That is the most important thing. Okay, if it is not the if it is not worth their money to repeat the purchase of the product, of course they will only purchase it one time only. Okay.
Thank you, Puan Asma. I thought maybe the business itself must, we can say that the business itself may find something more rare and authentic, because people nowadays tend to find something like the rare things, right? And we get the question from the viewer, which is, does food quality focus only the appearance only?
Okay, to answer the question, does food quality focus on appearance only? Of course, no. But of course, food that we want to eat, I remember this term. We eat with our eyes first. Okay. So what is appeared or displayed to the customer must also be taken an important consideration for the industry, because people see the food first before they eat the food. Okay. But food quality does not only focus on appearance. Okay. Of course, there are several elements in food quality. Of course, the process itself, from the purchasing, mise en place, the preparation, the cooking process, and ensuring the safety of food along the preparation process up until the serving. And of course, another element is the taste itself. After it appear good on their eyes and they taste, the taste is good, that is considered pass. But also, another thing is to for inside the quality aspect itself is of course the nutritional content of the food, whether it's a healthy food or not, and the consistency, the color, appearance of the texture of the food, and also one more thing is to being able to maintain the freshness, or having a good shelf life of the product itself. Overall, food quality is the main objective of food quality is not only for the appearance, but also to ensure that the food served is safe for the consumption of the customer, and it is worth their value of money. Okay, if the food is good, it appears good, it tastes good, but it is not safe, so that is not considered quality food. Okay, but because that is the most important thing.
Thank you, Puan Azma. Yes, I agree with your what we call that slogan, which is we catch something from the eyes. In my opinion, I myself also, when I looking for food, the appearance is number one. I will find something that more we call good in Instagram, like that. And next question we get is, what are the most important factor in food quality that customer focus on? As we know that a good quality food, based on their freshness, menu variety, presentation, temperature, healthy and tasteful.
Okay, mentioned just now, the last aspect of food quality is, of course, from the taste, the nutritional content, the process itself, the healthiness of the food. But the most important aspect of food quality is, of course, the safety of the food itself. Okay, because if the food is good and the appearance is good, but it is not safe for consumption, then it is not it cannot be considered as a quality product at all. Okay, I can take one example. If you guys still remember, during the hype of pudding, pudding bubble, pudding buih, if you guys still remember. Okay, that yeah, pudding buih or pudding bubble is a type of dessert that is of course appear very nice and taste good, having a dessert type of food. But there is one case in Malaysia, if you guys still remember, the food is not being prepared in a safe way. Okay, they cut story short, the person who prepared the food is not following uh, time and temperature control properly. So when people consume the food, out of the viralness, out of the hype, at the end, the most the most the most serious case in food quality is it can lead to what we don't what we don't want to happen to our customer is of course death. Okay. Um, Food quality or food safety is to ensure that our food is prepared in a safety safety hazard requirement and a good manufacturing and practice and processing. Okay, because food safety is the key, one of the key to sustain life and promote good health to people. Okay, and also it must be the food safety that is being implemented by the food or restaurant must be able to protect the customer from foodborne illness or any allergen diseases. Okay, from the routine of preparation itself, handling, storage, and up to serving, it must be safe from safety hazard like pathogenic hazard like pesticide residue or uh, microbes like E. coli, salmonella. It must be safe from that. So if you ask me, the most important part of food quality is the safety of the food itself. Okay.
Thank you, Van Asma. Um, in my opinion, also, I think it goes to tasty. Tastiness is the number one. When we when we looking for food, we must find that something that more what we call delicious appearance, and the sometimes our what we call our tongue is not good in healthy, but then healthy is a must. Next question we got from Nurul Firdaus. He says, "How can we handle customer with negative behavior, especially when the industry already prepare good food and good service, yet the customer still complain?"
Okay, this is what I said just now. Customer is not always right, but they are important. Okay, so every feedback that is given to the industry or the restaurant from the customer, we must take it very seriously. Although the feedback is negative, but we think that we have served the best quality and the best service to them, and of course, satisfaction is subjective, but maybe this one customer from hell, okay, wanted to make a mess with us. We have already prepared a good food, but they maybe their intention is to get maybe something out of from our side like a discount maybe a complimentary. There is actually in the industry there is a lot of them, and um, we cannot neglect them. Okay, customer is customer. They are important, and they might not be always right. Okay, so feedback gather from them, and what we can do, a quick recovery for them to not make a scene at our premise or maybe make it viral out of something that is not true is of course having the managers or someone on duty to have a face-to-face feedback with them. Okay, maybe calm them down, give a complimentary or maybe a discount. Just give it to them because this is one customer that although it's only one customer, but it can affect our industry, our premise because viralness, when it went viral, people tend to um, not not all people who read the post or the viral videos, not all of them get to try whether it is true or not. But we can do a quick recovery with that complimentary, or maybe we give a discount. But we must also take the feedback seriously, and we must have in this industry nowadays every food or restaurant premise must have a like we call uh, like a spokesperson, okay, spokesperson. Maybe we have a Facebook page or maybe we have a TikTok page or Facebook. We have to answer um, to that complaint or any post that has been viral. Okay, we have to explain to the public that we have from our side of story, we have to give, we have to let the public know that our restaurant is like this, like this. We are having a good quality of product, worth their money, and people who want to believe or not, but that is their opinion, that is their perception. But we can always ensure that the next repeating customer or any new customer coming to our food premise is having what we promise to them, okay? And not letting that one customer uh, put our restaurant reputation in low quality, okay?
Yes, Puan Asma. Nowadays we know that social media is like a dangerous thing, dangerous place for everyone. Anything that being posted may be affected other operations. And the next question we get is from Daniel Akram. He just now says that we saw that influencer go to the restaurant, all the food, making all the food review, but looking like that is delicious. But when we try ourselves, the food is not like what we expect. What they think happen? Why that thing happens?
Okay. I think um, because that is the most powerful tool in we cannot avoid that because that is the most powerful tool and a lot of restaurant nowadays is paying this so-called influencer or social media content creator pay them to review the food. Of course, when the people, the influencer get paid, of course, he or she must review a good thing. Okay, but what can I advise to this influencer or content creator? You must know that although you are being paid by the restaurant to review a to give a good review to the public, you must know that your name is also in the dangerous place. Okay, because you are the one who review a good thing, and when people come to the restaurant to try the food for themselves and not expecting not meeting their expectation, you are also in a dangerous place. Okay, watch out, influencers out there. Okay, because not only the restaurant will be affected, but the influencer himself or herself, because they are having more. Of course, this restaurant when they take influencer or social content creator, they are not having their own marketing person or something like that. So they are hiring this influencer because of the famousness of that person and the viralness it can goes with one video that they posted. Okay, so of course, if they review a different thing from what the restaurant serves, uh, they must be they must bear in mind that they does not just go life does not just goes on like that. Okay, people will come and bashing the influencer because they are not reviewing the true thing. Okay, because the truth in reviewing sorry the truth in reviewing the true thing is depends on the influencer. Okay, it depends on you, your integrity yourself, and you must bear that in mind people are influenced by you, so you must show a good example or influence. Okay.
Yes, Pan Asma, I agree with that because we know that being in this platform, being in this social media platform, we need to show what we call positive things. When we show something negative, we we will maybe being judgment. And then next question we get is from Atira Zainal. Does the quality food also give influence to the price?
Sorry, can you repeat this question?
Yes. We got from Atira Zainal. Does the quality of food also give influence to the price?
Okay. To answer this question, some of it is yes and some of it is no, because you can also find a good quality of food with a cheap price, maybe in night market or maybe from small industries or small business that is trying to venture into a food industry, maybe from grab food that is being prepared only a home based uh, business, but it is having a good quality. So not necessarily the when the food is in a good quality, they will make the price go higher. But it is also a good. It is also yes in some industries because when we need good quality of food, we must have a good quality of raw materials itself. Okay, because sometimes uh, in this industry we can always find unhealthy food with a cheap price. Okay, because the raw materials from to prepare the food it can be found in massively produced and can be created in a non-perishable form of food. Okay, for example, you can find like jajan, what we call it, snack food. Snack food is can be the product can be found very large in a mass production and in a non-perishable form, meaning that it can last very long. Okay, usually healthy food or a good quality of food it does not last long, and also in a quality of food aspect itself, the longer we keep the food, the lower the shelf life will be. Okay, so that's why you for some example, if you go to a market and wanting to find a good quality of raw materials, for example, maybe you want to get an organic food, of course it will be higher. And of course, if a food restaurant want to use that raw material type of raw material, of course the price of the raw material is high, and of course they have to charge the end product according to the calculation from the raw material itself. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I hope that the question is answered because we know that anything that is quality sometimes maybe costing you a little bit money. And next question we got is from Farhanim. How customer who is not from this food service background can identify whether the food is a good quality or not? Do they have something that they can be aware of?
Okay. This is where food safety or food quality awareness play an important role. That is why every food handler in a restaurant have to get a food handler certification or training so that they can uh, maybe if a customer complain, not only the boss or the manager can answer to the customer, but they themselves as a restaurant as a food handler, maybe a cashier or the waiter can explain what is actually happening when a customer complain or giving a feedback to our premise about our food, uh, we can this is a uh, quick way to educate them. Okay, but when people does not regular people who does not know what a quality element in a bigger picture, of course in their mind it's just a good food is a good appearance and a good taste. I think only that. Um, so restaurant or product provider have to give a, of course we are the one who have to play the important role to deliver a good quality of food so that this kind of complaint does not come to our table. Okay, and I think that is the most important thing to get a feedback from the customer even before they are complaining or complimenting. Okay, whether they compliment or complain, the food restaurant, maybe the supervisor of the day, manager on duty, can go table to table. This is for restaurant example. Can go table to table and have a quick feedback, just a quick chat with the customer, okay, before they complain themselves. Because not all public know what a food quality is or a good quality of food is. So that having that, the we take the initiative to uh, go to the customer and having their feedback before they giving their feedback to us is a good way to reduce the complaint and also in a way educate them about what food quality is all about.
Yes, I agree with that because we know that nowadays the platform is wider. So the what we call the customer itself may need to find other platform to educate their own self. Um, Puan Asma, are you still good in there? Because we have few questions left. Are you still okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
still good.
Okay, we continue to the next question?
Yes.
Yes, okay. We get from Aisha, how to manage a situation when a customer is always right statement as excuse to fulfill what they want.
Okay, this one always happen in although I've been working with Avani Hotel in just 3 months now, but we are having a lot of this kind of customer. Customer is always right because in their perception, of course, when we are being a customer ourselves, when we go somewhere to a food restaurant or to a hotel, of course we want the what we pay is worth of our money. Okay, but as I say, customer is not always right. They are always important. So whatever comes out from a customer, whether it's negative or good, we must take every complaint very seriously. Whether it's just a complaint maybe about or we are having a lot of flies in the restaurant. As we see, flies are coming into the food, or maybe the food is taking a long time to being refilled. Okay, just a simple complaint as that, we must take it very seriously because this small complaint can lead to a big or a lot of complaint being compiled, and it can actually that is the biggest issue in our food premise itself. Because if we do not measure all of the complaint very to take it seriously, we might miss this complaint and we will not take that as something to measure for our improvement, for our premise or restaurant improvement, and also quality improvement. Okay, that is why I said the customer is not always right, but customer is always important. what they complain, we must always make a quick recovery before they make it viral or they post it something different from what is actually happening. So quick recovery is always important, especially like if you are in hotel, all the people going there is spending a lot of money, spending a lot of money to get our food or our service. So always quick recovery always works. Okay, like our GM in Avani always, if we are having a complaint, complimentary, maybe just a little complimentary drinks or maybe a fruit basket being sent or just a little thank you or sorry note is okay. Okay, because that being said, the customer is having an assurance and a security that their complaint is being recognized or acknowledged. That can always that always work to reduce their level of not satisfied with our service. Okay.
Yes, I agree with that answer from Puan Asma, because we know that business operation should know how to handle the customer itself. Because when we first, what we call first time interviewer, the staff, the workers, the most important thing is to know that the workers can handle in the risky situation. Okay, next question we got is from the viewers. The viewer is very excited to know more about this topic, which is they said the quality. How can the quality affect the customer satisfaction?
Sorry. How quality?
The question is, how can the quality affect the customer satisfaction?
Okay. Of course. Uh, how can quality affect the customer satisfaction is of course when we give a good quality of food or product, of course they will be happy. Okay, in terms of taste, in terms of value for their money, in terms of the convenience for them to get the product itself, uh, they will not have to go very. It is not hard to get for them to get the food or the food. Maybe food delivery time is being met, and expectation. Of course, expectation is being met. Of course, they will affect the satisfaction. Of course, they will be very happy. And if that is not being met with their expectation, of course, they will not feel very happy. Okay, but of course, satisfaction is subjective. But we as industry player must know how to tackle and handle this uh, customer, especially when they complain or not satisfied. Okay.
Yes, sure. Um, Next question we get is how to know the level of customer satisfaction with the quality of food in a restaurant. Sorry, Puan Asma, we can't hear you.
Sorry,
Hi.
sorry. Okay. How to know how to measure the level of satisfaction? Of course, in a restaurant, the quickest way we can get a feedback or we get to know how the customer is satisfied with us or not is through face-to-face feedback. Of course, that is the quickest one. We get sorry, we go to the customer themselves and having a face-to-face feedback. That is the quickest one. And of course, the other way is before going to the restaurant itself, we can always nowadays just Google the restaurant name and get a customer rating or customer review at the uh, social media page with the online review rating, we have a 5 star or 3 star, and what is the review, and also even from Grab platform or Food Panda, you can always get the review very quick. Okay, from customer that have tried the food, they will review if it is good, they will give a good rating. And if customer is a repeating customer, sometimes they will write at the comment that they are repeating this product because it's good. Okay. Of course, another thing is from the total of complaint, whether you get many complaint or not, and of course the way we respond to that complaint is also one of the way we can know that whether customer is satisfied with our product or not. And of course, from the measure of our sales growth itself, if our sales is growing and many repeating customer is coming to our restaurant, from that we can know that they are satisfied with our product. Okay.
Yeah, sure with that. I am agree also with Panasma. Next question we get is, can the level of customer satisfaction be defined as an indicator that will determine the extent to which the quality of food in a restaurant can fulfill the expectation of customer?
Okay, of course, yes. If the customer satisfaction level is very high, of course we can indicate that the restaurant or food is of a good quality. Okay, because of course people will not review or say a good thing about the food itself or the restaurant if they are not satisfied. But we can always compare with a lot of comments nowadays because this is a very quick platform. We can just Google the restaurant or put the restaurant name, get the complaint, read the reviews and maybe a complaint, and we as a public consumer, we always have a choice whether to go to try that restaurant or not. But if it also meet our satisfaction or our expectation, we can also be a contributor to help that restaurant or business to grow because what goes around comes around. Okay, what if we are very satisfied with the food, or maybe we are very pleased with the way the people at the restaurant serve our food, you can always give a good review. Okay, so answering that question, yes, the level of satisfaction, of course, can guarantee that the food is having a good quality.
Yeah, sure, Puan Asma, because we know that level customer satisfaction is a must for a business operation to grow more wider and more increase their profit. And we get the last question is from Tengku Muhammad Sharizman. He asked, do you crowdsource for food safety or quality idea and solution?
Sorry.
Sorry. Okay, I repeat the question. The question is, do you crowdsource for food safety or quality ideas and solution?
Do you? Sorry.
Okay. I repeat the question once again. Do you crowdsource for food safety? You can hear me, Puan Asma?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay. The question is, do you crowdsource for food safety or quality ideas and solution?
Okay, of course, if the restaurant or food restaurant service provider or a product business of food want to give a food quality of food or safety food, they can always, if they want to move higher or move to the next level, of course they can apply for the certification. In Malaysia, we have plenty of them. From the basic of them all, like best, bersih, selamat, sihat. For the like a small industry that is having the premise or our food preparation area itself, maybe we can say if we are preparing the food at home also, we can apply for the customer if we want to move to the next level. Okay, if we want to have the trust of the customer that we are serving a safe and quality food. And for the industry, uh, of course, it's more, it is having more what we call something to certify that the premise is of a good quality and comply to all the food acts, the hygiene acts in Malaysia, because uh, people might not normal or public people might not know this, but uh, Food Act in Malaysia is uh, very important. That's why we can see that maybe some of the restaurant they are wanting to give a service. To uh, they want to sell their product, but with not having a good basic food handling knowledge, uh, somehow maybe they might get off of this. But if if they are caught for not uh, fulfilling with the uh, act of the food itself, food preparation, because it can cause like a serious health issue maybe, or it can also become like my slide just now, the premise itself can be closed because maybe normal people or people who is not in from the industry, they are not having the basic knowledge of safety and quality, but only know about the business or maybe just want the business growth or money. If they are not having this knowledge, it can it can to the most serious extent is causing a serious public health. For example, if we take our worldwide global pandemic that is having, even now is sekarang masih lagi ada COVID-19 case, okay? Uh, if we remember what is the cause of the COVID-19 itself, from the just a normal people from the morning market serving bed, okay, serving soup, making a soup from a bed without knowing that it is safe to consume or not. And from that point, just a single, we maybe they think it is just a soup bed, a bed soup, okay? But that one thing can cause to a global pandemic issue, okay? That is why the most important thing to wrap up in a food quality is to ensure that the food itself is safe to eat. Okay, if it is not safe to eat, it we cannot consider that the food is of a good quality at all. Okay, because this act, food act in any country has been made from the government, of course, to protect the public towards the food safety in terms of the hygiene and also the fraud of food handling, selling, and also the usage of the food itself. Okay. whether you want so my advice to all of you, if you want to start a food business, to get a good grip of the food quality itself, just get a knowledge, because this knowledge is maybe people think it is just to get a certificate, but it is so important that we know how to handle a food safely, so that we can deliver a quality food to all the public consumers.
Yes, sure, Puan Asma, because we know that safe and quality is related to each other. When there is a when the food is safe to eat, the quality itself is reliable for the customer to enjoy their food. Okay, I have a few one question, which is, what punishment will be imposed on the restaurant owner if he is given a second warning for a negligence in maintaining food quality?
Okay, this one actually depends on what premise you are having. Uh, for example, in Malaysia, we have several food acts to protect the safety and quality of food. We have Peraturan Makanan 1985. We have also under the Akta Makanan itself. We have also Peraturan Kebersihan Makanan, and also we have also peraturan-peraturan makanan within the category itself. Okay, how to handle fish, how to handle ice, even ice itself, how to handle vegetable. All of these category have a different regulation, and of course, it depends on our premise ourselves, whether we are micro industry, small industry, maybe from as small as selling food at night market. That is different category of compound or that can be given or imposed. And of course, another category is from maybe a hotel, restaurant provider. That is another category, because the amount of punishment that will be given is based on what category you are in, and what are the negligence that you are not complying with. Okay. For example, but this is for the second. The question is for second negligence, right? But this one is just knowledge for you guys. In any food premise, if this thing is happening, it can be no compromise. It will be closed immediately. Okay. If they find a cockroach or rat, or cockroach, rat, and flies. Okay. If this is found in your food premise, definitely no compromise. They will close the food premise, and the authorities will give you about 1 to 3 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks to manage the cleanliness and having a pest control in your food premise. Okay, that one is the first one. But if second time, during the given period of time, you are not able to control the issue, they will extend the closure of your premise. Okay, of course, we does not want that in the industry, because every day is money. Okay, so one day closure costs a lot of money. Okay, because you can see that food safety, although people may take it as not a serious issue, but it can lead to the most serious case is death of public. Okay, and of course, for our business ourselves, it can close our business. So from the closure, maybe like I said in my previous slide, one of the indicator to show to people that our restaurant is good quality is from the appearance, from the front of our restaurant itself. If we are having a good sangat bersih A grade sticker, people of course having an assurance that we are having a good cleanliness and hygienic restaurant handling. Okay, but if our restaurant is closed in Malaysia, they will put a very big like A3 size, I think, or maybe bigger than A3 size, ditutup or disita, disaman, something like that. Of course, from people going through in front of our restaurant and seeing that thing is giving them an idea that, oh, I will not come to this restaurant again, even when they are open. It will give them a doubt. Okay, so it depends on the seriousness of the case. Of course, like I said just now, if our premise is having a pest control issue, that is the most serious case. And of course, if the restaurant is causing a serious public health, and also when the ministry or council coming to inspect our premise, we are having less than 50% of their demerit. Okay, maybe from the storage, cleanliness, or anything like that. Having below than 50 mark will cause the closure of our restaurant lah. Okay, but another example in Malaysia, if we are not even not registering our premise or not having our lesen perniagaan, okay, certification of business in our premise, we do not have any food handler training to our food handlers, or not having a typhoid injection for our food handlers. And then in terms of the food itself, food handling from the process, maybe we are not complying to the how to store the item, how to label the item itself, and having uncovered food on our food premise is also a serious issue, and that depends on the seriousness, the case category, and also our category of business, whether we are a micro business or a big business. Okay, but of course, the second time we are not complying with that act or regulation, of course, more serious issue and more fine will be imposed. Okay, but the most serious is the closure of our business itself. Okay, maybe the most serious extent is we are not being able to be, our name will be banned to even open a food business in the future. Okay.
Yes, sure, Puan Asma. It's a good sharing because we know that the business operation before we what we call newly open a business, we need to ensure that we comply the guidelines and the policy very well before we trying to open a business. Um, okay. So that's all the question for today's topic. This is a great kind of information that you share for today. The viewer is very great in asking a question, and maybe I hope that the question is answered very well. So
I
can we
hope so.
proceed to the what we call the ending? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as the saying goes, for every beginning there is an end. The program has finally come to its end. Once again, thank you everyone for gracing this program with your presence. We really appreciate it. It is an honor to have you, Madam Asma Ul Husna, as our speaker for today's session. I, Nuraina Jaha binti Saleh, would like to take a chance to seek for your apologize for any wrongdoings or mistakes throughout our session today. With that, we end the program today with wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you. We will post a link code to fill the attendance for today. Students are expected to have the links and obtain during the certificate.